Hi, I'm Becca French.
And I'm Caitlin Halloran.
Good morning, Lake Braddock. Today is Friday, December 15th, and it's a gold even day.
Welcome to the Morning Brew's December monthly show. This month, we'll be covering a variety of stories from the second quarter slump phenomenon to local elections. Let's get the news brewing.
Feeling slumped during the weeks between Thanksgiving and winter break? The Morning Brew is feeling it too. We broke our REM cycles to take a deeper look into this second quarter slump.
Good morning, Lake Braddock. For the past few weeks here at the Morning Brew, we have been gathering student and teacher perspectives as to why they think the 3-week period in between Thanksgiving and winter break has created a dip in student motivation that we are calling the second quarter slump. We began by asking students how many times per week they find themselves falling asleep in class, and most of the responses were fairly similar.
I sleep in class about 2 times a week, I'd say.
About 1 or 2 times per week. Maybe once a week during class.
Once or twice a week.
We did, however, come across a few outliers.
I feel like I've been sleeping a lot more because of the cold, and I've just been hibernating a lot more. A week, probably around 6 to 5 times.
We followed up by asking students if they could feel their motivation levels dropping during the weeks in between Thanksgiving and winter break.
Yeah, I mean, beginning of the school year, I had a lot of motivation to get stuff done, and then come around this time, kind of the senioritis is kicking back in from last year.
It feels like there's not that much work to do and that you're so close to getting some time off, so it's kind of just hard to stay focused and keep yourself motivated during that time, so.
Students aren't the only ones feeling the effects of this second quarter slump. We asked Mr. Beatty for his perspective on this recent drop in student effort.
This year, without a doubt, there's something that after Thanksgiving break, there has been a huge drop off in effort. I actually can't say that it is necessarily a drop in effort. It might be a drop in energy level. And I feel that too, to be honest. I think it's because we're in between winter break and Thanksgiving break. We only have these 3 weeks. Everybody's like, oh, just let's get through it. But I also see a lot more students falling asleep. A lot of my students average 5-6 hours of sleep a night. That's going to catch up to you. And so I understand some students are just tired.
Despite many students struggling to find motivation over the past few weeks, we here at the Morning Brew hope you can all come back from winter break refreshed and ready to finish the semester strong. This has been Leah Bryden, Ben Mills, and Rebecca Weiss with the Morning Brew.
Does art draw your attention? Here is a piece about the AP art courses here at Lake Braddock.
The AP Visual Art courses run a little differently than any other AP courses here at Lake Braddock. From the grading process to class structure and material, it can be a totally different curriculum for students interested in art. The Morning Brew aims to give you an idea of what these courses entail.
Students have to come up with their own inquiry and idea and what they're pursuing. So there is a lot of research involved and just self-discovery, which I think is unique to the course. To get to know yourself and what you like and what you're drawn to while making and producing high-quality artwork. So after the 7 artworks, there are generally 7 final critiques. Once in a while we have midpoint critiques, but that's not as regular. But basically at the critique, everyone shows their artwork, maybe talks a little bit about their idea and their process and things that they struggled with, things that they were successful on. And it gives students a chance to show their work for feedback from others, but also I think it develops the skills of students being able to look at art, give feedback on art, because it's really challenging to look at art and give feedback. And you have to know what to look for, so at each critique I kind of guide them, and here we're looking and talking about this.
Like any AP course, it takes a lot of hard work to stay on top of things in AP art. Here is one student's take on the course.
Portfolios that do the best on the AP exams typically have a lot of written planning done, and also experimentation and research. It's been about the amount of work that I expected, because I knew just from being in art classes and watching other people do it that it was going to be a lot of work. but it's just a really like planning intensive process.
This has been Elmira, Claire, Jasmine, and Raham for the Morning Brew.
Basketball is shooting for success this season. Let's bounce onto the court to see their goals for this season.
The Lake Braddock boys varsity basketball season just started back up. We asked the coach and 2 players about the steps the team is taking in hopes of having a successful season.
Typical practice for us is probably about 2.5 hours, and we work on passing, dribbling, shooting, defense, rebounding.
What we do is we typically play against each other and practice the plays that we're going to be initiating in the games. And then the people that are wearing the purple jerseys are going to sub in for those wearing white or black, just to get all the guys reps.
What are some things that have been improved from last season to this season?
We're a lot smaller than we usually are. We're a lot quicker too than last year, and we have a lot of young players.
We're a little younger. We got like 6 freshmen and sophomore in the varsity, and so we're kind of in a transition from, an older and experienced team from last year with more of a younger team this year.
Last year we had a lot more seniors, and we were a lot taller and more size-oriented, and we played a lot slower. This year is more of a fast-paced offense, and we're working with much younger guys. But I think we're going to get a lot better as time progresses, given that we got 2 football guys, and we got a lot of things to fix with our offense as well.
This has been Ava Futrell, Hannah Lim, Luke Powers, and Safir Ismail signing off for the Morning Brew.
With local officials taking office in January, the Morning Brew explored why local elections matter.
As the 2023 year comes to a close and the country moves on into a presidential election year, a lot of focus is set upon our federal government. However, this focus could lead to the underselling and importance of our local elections, of which Fairfax County just recently had in early November.
Local elections are really about what goes on right in your own neighborhood, right in your own county. They're setting policies that are directly impacting you on a daily basis. Most politicians, even at the national level, get their start in local politics.
Former Springfield District School Board Representative and current State Representative Laura Jane Cohen reiterated the importance of our local elections.
Over the last 4 years of being on the school board, feeling like that we really could have used more support from the state. I think the biggest thing is just making sure that our public schools are supported, that hopefully our counties are funded in the way that I think they deserve to be. Making sure that there's a voice of somebody who's been in the classroom, getting to be here and be a mom and a mom of a trans kiddo. I think it's so important for folks to be able to be in spaces where decisions are made. How incredible all of our students are, and wanting to make sure that we give you all the best to make sure that you can be successful. Even though the presidential election, Congress is certainly important and you hear a lot about it, the people who really impact your day-to-day lives are definitely your local officials. Certainly on the county side, I think that is all your day-to-day life, from how you take your groceries out of the store to, what your parks are able to do for your families, your roads, I think just remembering that you belong in spaces where decisions are being made, and that your voice really does matter, and it has so much power, so much more power than I think you think it does.
New to the political landscape, Devin Schwerz, a Mary Washington College student, is bringing a fresh new perspective to our local politics.
There has never been a young person or a college student on this board. My number one goal is to help get young people engaged in politics. Young people are the future of this country, right? We look at our elected officials now, and it's not representative of a majority of the country. So I would absolutely encourage young people to step up. Students of Lake Braddock Secondary School, there's absolutely things you can do. We need more young people to step up. We need more young people to be loud. We need more young people to be advantageous. Get your voice out there, roll up your sleeves a little bit. Might get a little dirty along the way, but in the end, the change that you'll help
enact will be worth it, and people will thank you for it.
This has been Nico, Hannah, Mahider, Justin, and Becca, signing off with the Morning Brew.
Here are your teacher and senior happy days. If you see these teachers or seniors in the hall, please wish them a happy day.
Well, the news is over.
And our cups are empty.
See you next year on the Morning Brew.